You said you're worried about the expansion of the executive branch. In 2012, you voted for the expedited legislative line item veto, a rescission act of 2012, which gave the executive office more powers to do line item vetoes. We've also
when was it?
February 8th of 2012.
And I'll be glad to get back with you on that. Okay, I'm really on each piece of legislation. I can remember a lot, right? But not every one.
One way I think that we can make sure that the president obeys the laws is to require that wars are declared by Congress just as the U.S. Constitution requires. Because as long as we allow the executive branch to go to war without the approval of Congress, then we allow the president to break whatever rules he wants to because he's able to get away with that.
Well, and I have been very vocal with regard to Libya. To me, that was a violation of just what you said.
How does the Patriot Act get around the Fourth Amendment?
It's supposed to be, okay, very finely drawn. That doesn't mean, in fact, with NSA, the reason I voted against the NSA funding was because they had misinterpreted the word relevant, which to me, relevant should be pretty precise.
I've had conversations with law enforcement who tell me they get emails regularly on who to look out for. Military veterans. Pentecostals. People of the Christian Pentecostal faith are considered potential terrorists. Anybody that has a bumper sticker like I do that says I take the Constitution seriously, if a highway patrolman pulls up behind and sees that is supposed to keep them that you might be behind a potential terrorist.
And that's why I voted the way I did.
But you voted for the CISPA bill, which gives internet information to the NSA. And you voted for that twice. Were you aware that
with
the CISPA, C-I-S-P-A?
No, with the belief that it was going to be limited. Okay, and so and we now find out, and I have learned a lot.
What is your stance on looking at what the Federal Reserve is and what we're doing with the money supply right now, and how does that?
I obviously signed on and voted for an audit of the Federal Reserve, and then as recently as yesterday, I met with some financial analysts who are professionals, all right? And I said, how can money just be printed like $85 billion a month and this not have a consequence? How did they get the authority? Anyway, I was really disappointed. They didn't know. That is local school boards. And that's why we, John Klein, the chairman of the Education Workforce Committee, to undo all of that, we passed legislation just 3 weeks ago to really turn things back over to local school boards.
But did you vote for no child?
No, I wasn't there.
best thing I think we can do, and please let me know your opinion, is to remove ourselves from the United Nations, because a lot of what happens with these entangling alliances that we're making.
In fact, I have voted not fund the United Nations. Okay, and I also work with Congresswoman Ileana Ross-Latham, where on foreign aid, if countries vote against our positions in the United Nations, they would not receive foreign aid. But you'll see there were several votes that any of the last votes relative to the United Nations, I have voted to defund. And somehow we've got to get the message out. The NSA, the IRS, NLRB, that's what big government is, okay? And it's limited freedom.
But we got that based off of votes that took place a few years back. Some of the ones you voted for.
Which, again, have been misinterpreted. No, I didn't. I knew better than to believe everything, but there was certain.
I know that's what I'm saying. You know, you
I
think
truly,
that people are going to do the right thing.
well, no, it's not only just do the right thing, but follow the law. We are supposed to be a country of laws, not regulations, not misinterpretation. You can look back at, again, limited government is what I believe.